What's going on, everybody? This is Finn from the Mikasa Sukasa Sports Network, and today we're going to do a little film review with Johnny Manziel. We're going to go over a handful of plays here from the 2015 matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to talk a little bit about what Johnny saw, the kind of plays he made, some of the plays that he made that were good plays, some of the plays that he made that were bad plays. Some were a combination of both, saved by the ability of Johnny to extend plays with his feet. What I wanted to look at this, why I wanted to look at this is because there's this misconception that Johnny Manziel is a bust of an athlete, and he's not. He's unproven as an athlete in the NFL, and he's still young. He's 25 years old. He showed a lot of flashes of talent in his couple games starting for the Browns, and it was mainly off-field issues. And I think we need to go back here and we need to look at how he was in 2015, kind of look objectively at how he played, look at the film instead of just assuming that he was bad because he wasn't playing on the field. All right, he was a rookie. They didn't want to rush him in that first year. Yeah, they made a bad decision and played him late in the year for no real reason at all. And then they switched offensive systems, and then Johnny played a little bit after Josh McCown got hurt, won a game against Tennessee, won a game against San Francisco, lost a close one while they were on the game-winning drive against Kansas City. They end up losing this game by quite a bit, but I think it's important to look at not just your wins and your best performances. Just look at a game that Johnny and the Cleveland Browns couldn't win. So without further ado, let's hop into the first play of the game, and that's going to be the first pass of the game. That's going to be the 2nd and 7 in the first quarter. What we see here is we see, and I'm going to kind of extend here so you can kind of see the shell at the time of the snap. Reggie Nelson's going to be in a one-high safety look. That means he's responsible for the deep middle. This is going to be cover three zone, and we know this really because we have eyes on the quarterback, we have hips and eyes towards the quarterback, and it's easy to see in the play that it extends out into a zone. Everybody's eyes are on the quarterback, except obviously here on the deep streak. It's a basic cover three look. So this little motion pre-snap by Duke Johnson is a coach's way of giving information to the quarterback. Okay, if this safety here, George Ioka, motions over with Duke Johnson, that's kind of a giveaway that he's in man coverage on Duke. And then we might be able to want to go after this this streak here at the top of the screen if we feel we have a speed mismatch with an older cornerback. But that is not the case. So now Johnny has a quick read here. He's got the flat or the curl, and you're basically isolating this zone defender. Real quick into the snap, Johnny's looking at the curl, and that freezes, and we see the flat wide open at the top of the screen. This football needs to be out, and this is what I need from the rookie quarterback, is just be okay with the routine throws, okay? I get it. It's not A&M. You're not going to be able to make a big play every time. Just throw the football. It's 2nd and 7. You convert this. If he can get the first, cool. If he can't, at least it's going to be 3rd and short. This is a very high percentage throw. It's an easy read, and I just want to see more of this from Johnny in the quick passing game. Let's get this ball out, especially on longer second downs. And what he ends up doing, and we'll watch this in full speed here. Motions Duke across, freezes, doesn't throw the football, and he's able to evade and avoid a sack here and just get the ball at Crowell down in the dirt. But you really want to see a little bit more of those routine throws, because now we're here at 3rd and 7, and now Cincinnati's bringing heat. And this is the second play we'll pop into. So Cincinnati is showing just an all-out blitz here, and they're going to bring 7 and drop, well, that would make 4, right? 11 people. So one of the things I want to point out here before we get too far into this play is that when we're analyzing film, we have to remember we don't know the play, we don't know the read. Okay? Whoa, I just hit my desk. I'm very sorry. So one of the things that we have to remember is that while I see Travis Benjamin here, and I see he's going to run a one-step slant, and I see that the middle of the field is wide open because this linebacker here is down blitzing, that doesn't mean that that's what the offense is asking of Johnny Manziel. Now, I think this is what I believe should have been the right read here, is seeing that this lineman is down here, this I want to say corner or safety or whoever it is down in the box on the line of scrimmage showing blitz, and I need to be looking for, A, is he coming? And then 2 is anybody dropping back into one of these throw lanes. And then that would lead to what we see is an easy slant route. But Johnny has his eyes here on the curl post at the top of the screen where 3 people are on to, and you have the one-on-one down here. He just sees it late. You know, you can call it going to progressions. Maybe he just looked to the wrong side of the field. There's a lot of attention over here. My point is I don't know, so I can't necessarily fault or credit Johnny in this situation when it comes to pre-snap read. But all I know is there's a blitz. You have the open middle of the field wide open, and you know you have an advantage here with the speed on the inside to your guy, Travis Benjamin. This is a case, though, where Johnny's ability to deliver on awkward angles and throw the football accurately with just his arm talent bails him out of a situation. So we'll go ahead and play this. I want to look at it from the angle from behind here. And what you'll see is we see the blitzers coming. We see the linebacker drop. And Johnny comes back. And ideally, this football is out at this point here into this throw lane, easy slant. But he continues to come back and evade. And look at this throwing motion. I mean, he's completely leaning backwards, left leg, left over right. I don't know how Johnny Manziel does it, but it's one of those wow factor abilities that you get with an athlete like Johnny Manziel, who can deliver a football like this. I would like to see it more inside because this would be an easy throw lane, and his guy does make the catch and make the conversion. It is an accurate throw per se in that it gets to his guy, but either way, you know, you convert. No matter how you get it done. But this is a very awkward throw for Manziel. But this is routine for Manziel, so this is the kind of thing that you can get out of a young guy. What you just don't want to see is you don't want to see forcing passes in this kind of situation. So what I do, now that I've pointed out a bad read, I do want to go down to a situation where Johnny made a great read, and that's going to be with 2:10 left in the first quarter. And that's going to be here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run this play, and then we'll go back and review it. Let's do it one more time and see if you can catch the important, or maybe you can catch what actually happened on this play. Motion a man down. Quick throw to the wide receiver. So, in case you didn't see it, this is a designed run play. This is not a pass play by design, okay? So what it is, you're going to see here, you're going to see Barnage motion down. And a lot of times what you see, why they have this tight end out here. Why do I have a tight end out here? And that's normally one of those, let me find, are we in man or are we in zone? If you're in zone, this corner is going to be on the outside of this alignment. You're not just going to give the guy the outside. But what you do is you see a safety slide down to play Barnage to the outside and then slide in. So we know it's man coverage from a coverage standpoint. So you know you have man here down at the bottom with one high safety. Look at the line, how they crash left, and look at Crowell as he goes to expect the handoff. This is not a play action fake. This is a design run. The line extends to the left for the run. You have the crackback block here by the fullback. And Crowell ideally would have this running lane, whether outside or inside, to go through with the wide receiver crashing down the pass protect. So why is this a throw? What happened? So this is something that Brett Favre kind of created back in the day. Could have been predated Brett Favre, but that's the earliest I know of it, where he would get tired in practice of doing handoff drills. So he would have the backside receiver to the run a quick slant, just a one-step slant, get there. And what it was doing is taking advantage of this guy trying to cheat the run a little bit. So what he would do is he would do the handoff and then turn around and do a fake throw to see if he can get this guy out of position. And he noticed that it started to work. So he would tell his receivers, look, it doesn't matter if it's a run and you're on the backside of it, just make a slant. And then you make this read based off of this player. And what you see here and what Cincinnati's trying to do is they're going to bring this man within the A gap here. And that's going to force this center who has run protection. He needs to go to the left and get ahead of this defensive tackle. But now he has to pay attention to this guy flying in late on the blitz, who times the snap extremely well. That allows this man, because the guard doesn't see it, the guard is playing the double team here with Joe Thomas, and then he's going to release to the second level. As you see here, guard comes here to play the double team with Thomas, and then release to the linebacker. Center has to pay attention to the new blitzer. Backside guys have that defensive end. The whole point is this defensive tackle gets clear through on the swim move. Just absolutely clear in on Johnny. I don't think there's a chance that Johnny even gets to hand this football off. So, the genius behind the play is this. With that backside slant, we see that this linebacker cheating in on the play, leaving this entire zone wide open. Johnny sees that. Him and Dwayne Bowe are on the same page. They know the one-step slant's coming on the backside of the play. So Johnny's just going to snap it and throw the football. He's going to trust his read. He's going to trust his man in man coverage, and he makes a 4-yard throw. This is not a huge game-changing play. It's a 4-yard throw on first down. But this is the difference between a 4-yard throw and a disastrous play where a defensive tackle just absolutely ruins a run and causes a loss. And we can watch this from the other angle as well. And you can see just how fast this defensive tackle gets through. That fast. Let's go back through it here. Remember, guard and tackle are going to double team as the guard releases to the second level. Center's responsibility is to get on this shoulder of this defensive tackle, but because of the guy coming in this A gap, he has to pay attention. We also know that we have a guy, your fullback here, coming across to play that man, but it's just because he doesn't have time to at least bump him. It's just disaster waiting to happen as he swims right past this man. The fullback is basically pushing his man into Johnny Manziel, but he's able to make a good play out of nothing. And that's the difference at the next level is making good adjustments like that. All right, enough of this play. Let's go later into this drive as we have a 3rd and 9 situation. And what I want to point out here is kind of a bad thing here is I'll let it play. It's going to be Johnny Football's mechanics. Sometimes with these awkward deliveries, some of the routine throws end up not working because of how awkward he throws the football. And he really needs to clean that up if he wants to have success with accuracy downfield. So let's look at that from behind here as we had you have Barnage coming up here on the seam with Duke motioning out, and he's going to come underneath on the slant. Johnny's going to read left to try and keep the linebacker kind of pinned here to the middle of the field. We have Vontaze Burflicht here. Johnny's eyes at the snap are going to go to the left. He wants to keep him watching eyes and drifting left so we can open up this seam later in the route. He snaps his head, but here's the first issue, is when you snap your head, you need to snap your hips. Johnny's feet don't move. It's just head movement. And now he's really open. I mean, his hips are pointed this way. Knees pointed this way. And we're trying to get this football all the way over here, and it's pointed. So that's the first step. Second step is look at this hop. Watched a lot of football. I watched a lot of quarterbacks. I don't think I've really seen a release like that before. And this is what's going to stop you from getting the ball down where you need it to be. And this is why this ball ends up sailing over the head. Now, granted, they could have made a play on it, and who knows. He has to turn. If we can get this ball about right here over the head of this linebacker, then we could have a chance. And it's a low-risk throw. You know, you throw it, okay, out of bounds, take your field goal, move on. But these mechanics is not going to be what gets these tight window throws in there for a guy like Manziel. That's just not going to happen, and that's what needs to be worked on. Now let's get to the fun stuff here for Johnny Manziel later on with 3:13 left in the second quarter. And this is where we see Johnny Manziel shine. His ability to extend plays and keep his eyes downfield, very on par with guys like Russell Wilson, who are just very talented at, while scrambling, understanding where everybody is on the field, keeping their eyes downfield, and making big throws on the run. And we'll watch this here from behind. Scanning the field, steps up. One of the big things that a lot of mobile guys will do is they will leave the pocket evading back out. They'll go back. They'll try and spin out. But he does a good job of stepping up, keeping his eyes downfield, and delivering a good football here to Duke Johnson on the crossing route. Nice and easy, big gain. Way to move the chains there on 2nd and 10 for Manziel. And then we will go later on in this drive. This is a long 2-minute drive. And we're going to go to the touchdown. Touchdown to Duke Johnson. And this is your typical 4 verts play. Really? I mean, if for all you Madden players, vertical, 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 and then Duke Johnson's going to slide up and across the field. One of the things you see here is you have one high, and it looks like zone again. Why do we see zone? We see hips towards the quarterback, eyes on the quarterback, hips towards the quarterback, not on the man, hips facing inside, hips facing inside. So this is a big indicator of cover 3. One of the things you need to do with these one high looks is your eye discipline as a quarterback. Force him to play away from the side that you want to throw to. So if you want to throw to Gary Barnidge here on the seam to the left, you need to have your eyes to the right and then snap your eyes to the left at the last second to throw the football. If you can get one of these guys, right, if I can get this defensive player to believe that he's got help over the top, so he releases his guy, but my eyes have been over to the right side, pinning this safety over to this side of the field, essentially you can come back. And that's what happens. He just doesn't find Barnidge. So, once again, eyes are on the quarterback here, and they're going to release believing they have somebody over the top. And it's really, there's just 2 people open. If you look at Manziel's eyes, he's looking left, right, and he needs to come back and throw this ball, right? I mean, with that eye manipulation at the snap, he has moved this safety from this hash to this hash. Outside leverage here from this player. More people have moved because of Johnny's eye manipulation. You just need to throw this football. It's wide open. I need the ball thrown. This is an instant touchdown. Easy day if you can get good placement here. He can't make a play. And even if you wanted to, Barnidge is open over here as this person is preoccupied. But the whole point is, you snap the football, eye manipulation on the safety, you get him rolling, and then you need to snap back and throw it. And he doesn't. Ball needs to be out. Now, we have a situation where Johnny Manziel becomes Johnny Manziel, and this is what saves situations like this. Not every quarterback is going to be able to have routine plays, and also not every defense is going to give up this extracurricular activity. You're going to have to beat teams with these kind of reads. All right, this is what Nick Foles did against the Vikings. He did it against the Patriots. This is what great quarterback, not that Nick Foles is a great quarterback, but the whole point is if you want to have success in the NFL as a passer, you're going to have to get used to routine plays like this, right? I mean, I would think Tua, the quarterback for Alabama, as he had a play to win the national championship, he held a safety pinned to the middle of the field with his eyes, snapped back and threw the football. And what I need to see from Johnny Manziel is, okay, eye manipulation, snap back, throw the football right here at the A. It's going to be open. Anyways, he does a good job at evading, maybe a little hold there. And then a nice throw on the run here to Duke Johnson. And that's what Johnny is really, really good at, is throwing the football on the run accurately, eyes downfield, recognizing that this person is peeled off to come and get him. So I'm going to make a nice, safe throw into the end zone for a touchdown. It's nice. It looks flashy. It gets the fans going. But really you need to notice that he missed the read. See there? Hesitation. Eyes, eyes, eyes. Snap. Throw the football. I need you to snap and throw. Be ready to throw. Trust in preparation. Trust in what you read. You made the play. This is done. This is a touchdown right here. Look at the clean pocket. Football needs to be thrown, but he hesitates, and then he bails. Yes, the play happened, and you see the awareness. You see him turning his head to make sure nobody's coming super wide around him because he doesn't know what's going on with Joe Thomas' side of the field. And then he makes a good throw on the run, right on his guy. I don't even know if he was throwing this at Duke. I mean, it would have been perfect for Gabriel as well. Point is, yeah, it's a touchdown. Yeah, it's flashy, but it comes down to missed reads right here. I need you to throw it. You made the right play. You made the right thing. Throw the football. Okay, enough with this one. Let's go to the second half of the game with 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Sliding down here. This is a good play that it sucks. It happens. We're going to motion Barnidge down. Why are we motioning Barnidge down? So notice here, this is a cornerback. I want to say Drake or Patrick at the top. with the tight end out here. Now, remember before we had the tight end out there and then the safety followed the tight end? That was an indication of man. Having Barnidge out here at this alignment just tells Johnny Manziel we have zone coverage, because if it was a man coverage, a safety or a linebacker would have been out there. But because the corner just split out wider with the wider alignment for the tight end, that tells us zone, right? Whether it be cover 2 with him playing the flat and then the other 3 guys playing the deep quarters. That would be cover 6. Cover 2 would be both of these cornerbacks playing the flat. Or whether it be quarters coverage where both of the cornerbacks are bailing deep. It's 1st and 10. Could be a number of things. I think it ends up being cover 2, and we see this here as the safeties get deeper and the corners get shallower. But Johnny now knows that he has zone, and what they have dialed up is a play action pass, and we're going to have a crossing route here by Barnidge, and he's going to try and bring the attention of these linebackers so that Gabriel can come in here on the dig route and be wide open, which he is. So you see here, cover 2, and for those who don't know, cover 2, both safeties are deep. They're going to play the deep halves. The cornerbacks here at the bottom, their responsibility is the flats. And then these linebackers, which are squeezed in to play the run here, are going to be, they need the drop back, and they're responsible for playing the middle of the field, splitting it into thirds. Because it's on 1st down and you have the play action, you can really mess up linebackers and get them sucked into the play. And you see them all reacting here to the play action and getting sucked into Barnidge's crossing route. And now we're going to have the wide open dig here by Taylor Gabriel. The corner is not his zone of responsibility. He believes he's passing it off. Johnny sees this, throws it right to Gabriel. It hits him in the chest and then hits his knee and bounces out. And I know that quality isn't the greatest there, but Johnny really can't lead this football too much because this linebacker here makes a play and slides in and almost undercuts the route. So Johnny makes the good throw here. He can't really lead him too much unless he puts a lot of air under it, which in that case, the safety could come up and make a play on it. The throw is perfect. If it hits you in the chest, as far as I'm concerned, that's a big gain and a big play by Johnny. And we'll watch this here, and you'll see just how bad this drop is. So Barnidge comes in, play action, clean pocket, delivers it right on his chest. And that's just, it happens. It's just one of those things, as I'm just going to let this kind of play while we talk about that play, but it was a good read. It was an easy read. One of those situations where we identified it was zone with the motion down. Okay, I know I have too high zone. Let's trust my read. Let's trust my play. He makes a good read, very routine, good throw. Nothing forced, very routine, on time. He just dropped it. Okay, I can't help it. Let's go to another play here. This is 2 plays later, and this is going to be an incomplete pass to Gary Barnidge. So 3rd and 4. This is a throw that I like here. He just misses it, but it shows Johnny's anticipation and his accuracy in tight windows. So yes, this ball was short. But what we have here is we have a little stutter post by Gary Barnidge. We have a crossing route. So what they're doing is they're attacking the levels. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get these linebackers sucked up on this crossing route here by Taylor Gabriel. And if we can get them sucked up, this middle of the field is going to open up. Barnidge isn't really too fast out of his cut, and Pac-Man Jones makes a play on the ball. Johnny gets hit on the throw, but one of the key things here is he's able to get this ball into a really small window. And yeah, Gary didn't make a play on it. And yeah, if he doesn't, maybe this is an interception. But I really like Johnny's ability to anticipate here. Eyes scanning, and you notice how he follows Taylor Gabriel's route, and he's watching these linebackers. Watch Johnny's eyes. As Taylor sprints across the field, he's reading these linebackers. He sees the guys on him, and he goes, all right, cool. Make my second read. Bam, let me throw the ball right on the hash mark. It's going to get over that man, and that's perfectly placed. I think that's perfectly placed. I think that Barnidge needs to get there. You got to work with what you work with, and this very easily could have been an interception had the football not been hit. But at the same time, I think this is a good read, good window, given the small amount of time he had before he gets absolutely mauled on the play. I'm willing to say that's Charles Johnson. So decent throw here. Good read is what I like. And Johnny's patient. Okay, cool. Doing our snap. One, take my 5th step back, hit the top of the drop. Okay, I've made my read, and ball's out. And that's good football. That's good timing. That's good footwork. Okay, he missed the throw. We can live the fight another day with that. So we only have 2 more plays left here as we slide later into the game. I want to point out another missed play by Johnny Manziel. So this is going to be 2nd and 10. Johnny's going to take a 5-yard sack. So let's go ahead and play this one out. So this is another situation of Johnny trying to make something out of nothing, but really there was plenty. So what we have here is we have a real deep cover 2 look. Once again, we have the 2 high safeties. The corners are up playing the flats, and then our 3 linebackers, or 3 middle of the field players. This is a nickel package, so we have a corner here. And what he has here is we have 2 quick flats. We have a flat, and then we have an out route by Crowell. And take a pick. Which one do you want? This one or this one? It's wide open. Okay, it's 2nd and 10. Get the football out. You have to make this read. As these guys get vertical, I mean, you kind of have this corner here really late, but by then Johnny's already spinning away from a tackler. Ball's got to be out. Get your out route, hit it hot, and make the throw. I need the routine stuff from Johnny Manziel. I don't really need him to take all this time. You're not going to get a post open that late. Not with the receiver talent that you have. You're not really going to be able to hit Taylor Gabriel all the way down the field on a post in traffic. Barnage is not going to be fast enough to cover that much ground for the corner route to be open. And even then, you don't want to challenge cover 2 with these high-low picks, because what you can do is you can run like a quick out like you'd have, and then a corner, and you have to force this corner. Is he going to come back and play the corner route? Is he going to come up here and play the flat? But this has to be a quick read. You have to see him backpedaling, and ball needs to be out at the cut. Bam, or even here. And I need a little bit more of the routine. You know what's cover 2. They're not disguising anything. There's nobody rolling. There's nothing hidden. It doesn't even look like man coverage. It's just, I just need it to be a little bit more routine from Johnny Manziel. I'm sorry how many times I have to say be more routine, but that's the case here. And I don't want to get too far into the 4th quarter because it becomes a blowout. But we'll go to one more play here. And it's another nice throw that Johnny makes. It's good anticipation. It's on a post route to Gary Barnage. It's just, once again, he's just missing. But I love his anticipation. And it shows really that Johnny has the ability to anticipate windows, get the ball where it needs to be. I just don't think that that's right there. A more athletic tight end. You're not going to always get a more athletic tight end, but I think that's definitely a good anticipatory throw here by Johnny here. Once again, it's not hard. Looks like another cover 2 look here. Maybe quarters here, as you can see, both cornerbacks are kind of bailing deep. Maybe this guy's, maybe he's playing a flat and he's deep. But Johnny sees this fairly quick. Another very similar situation earlier where you have a crossing route underneath and you're trying to suck up these linebackers and you high-low them. He does have the throw here, sure. He could take that. He ends up trying to go for the deep one, and he makes a good throw. I mean, it's safe. It's just a hair off. Johnny does a good job at making these reads. He's patient whenever you're bringing 4. And that's what I like. Johnny's the kind of guy that you have to blitz because you want to get pressure on a guy, and he makes good plays against blitzes. But then he's real patient in the pocket still, and he makes good reads when you only bring 4. Really, what I see the issue with Johnny Manziel's play, and there wasn't really a good example in this game, but Johnny, he'll sometimes he'll throw the ball across his body and force it across the field, and that's not a safe throw. And he's thrown a couple interceptions like that, and he's really got to clean that up, and he's got to remember that this is the NFL. I want to see more of the routine stuff be more routine, but that just comes with reps. That just comes with practice and patience and understanding that on 2nd and 10, I don't need a first down. Just get it to 3rd and 4. If we can get these, back on track kind of plays because we didn't get a good run on first down or whatever, then we can be in a position. We can be in a position to convert 3rd down and allow you to kind of manipulate defenses with your mobility on 3rd and short, because they have to respect your ability on the ground running with the football. My point is, with this video and what we saw a couple situations where he missed routine plays. We saw a couple situations where he made the right play with his eyes. He just needs to trust it. And that's going to come with film, and that's going to come with reps and practice. And he's doing all the right things, like the touchdown pass where he made the read to force the one high safety to one side or the other. He just needs to snap his head and throw the football. He's got all the arm talent I need in terms of quarterback play. His mechanics could be a little bit better when he throws the football. I want to say, if I could find it earlier in the game, he throws this slant to Travis Benjamin, and he gets a little bit lazy with his footwork at times, and he trusts his arm a lot, and that's not always going to be the best bet. I think this might end up being the screen to Taylor Gabriel. Yeah, I don't want to keep you too much. So pretty much, that's the recap. Is he's kind of lazy with his footwork at times, especially when throwing the football. He's really good at delivering in awkward angles, but that kind of gets him in a little bit of trouble when he tries to force it up the field. This is one game of film. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end-all, be-all. There's plenty of other film, but I wanted to take a peek at this game and kind of see what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, and then what we can expect for him coming back. What are teams looking back for? There's not much you can really tell within tryout per se, because it's easy to throw and have good mechanics whenever it's a drill. It's hard to do that when it's 3rd and 7 and they're bringing pressure and you have to identify the blitz, understand your protection, and then you have to see if this guy's coming so you can throw a one-step slant on time. And Johnny has the ability to make those reads. We saw that whenever it was the run play and he snapped it and threw the quick slant to Dwayne Bowe. So I just need a little bit more of the patience of the short pass game and a little bit better mechanics on certain throws. But I think Johnny has all the arm talent. He definitely has the mobility to extend plays and find the open man for big plays downfield. He does it multiple times. We only looked at one. We looked at we looked at two. We looked at the Duke rollout down the field, and then we looked at the touchdown throw. So, yep, I don't want to keep it too long. This is 30 minutes, and if you like these film reviews, if you want to see a specific player in the future, if you would prefer it be a little bit more, organized and just play after play after play after play instead of sliding through, that's perfectly fine too. If you want on-screen graphics to where I'm pausing and kind of drawing out the play in front of you, that's fine as well. If you don't want to see players, you want to see more concepts, that would be too easy to do. So hope you enjoyed this film review. Plenty of more to come. We can make them shorter. I know 30 minutes is a pretty long video, but I hope you enjoyed, and I'm excited to see what Johnny Manziel can do if he makes it back to the NFL.